could describe the show with one word, what would it be?
Enthralling.
Now, I heard that we're not going to just stay on the ship, that there's a possibility they might also go off the ship. So at which point, how are you deciding at what point they get off the ship, they stay on the ship? How does that kind of evolve in the first season?
Well, there's actually, I was a majority of the time in the first season is actually spent on missions off the ship. I mean, the ship is a great environment. It's a home environment. It's like the SS Enterprise, right, from Star Trek. I mean, but every week on Star Trek, they would go, more or less every week they would go off the ship, beam down, and go interact with people and have adventures. And the paradigm for this show is fairly similar. There are a couple of episodes where it's more self-contained, where they're dealing with stuff on the ship, but it's also very exciting because it's a mechanical problem that jeopardizes the entire ship and the crew, or there's a scare with what happens if the virus is on the ship and what do we do, but for the most part, they're week to week. There are things that they need. They need food. They need fuel. They need supplies. They got to get off. They got to get off the ship to go get that. When the scientist believes that she has a prototype for a vaccine that she wants to test, they've got to get off the ship and go find monkeys in the middle of a jungle. And so we have this whole episode that has a real kind of Apocalypse Now feeling, where couple of small teams are separated from the ship. The ship, they have to go down a river to a monkey reserve. The ship couldn't fit down the river, so they're cut off from the ship, no radio contact, and it's about the adventures that they get in when they get to the jungle, and what do they find there, and who do they find there. And that's what's really dynamic about the show, is that it's not a bullpen, in Chicago or Baltimore with the same cops asking questions, of witnesses every week. It's a traveling set that is moving through the world, stopping at different locations and having different adventures. So from in terms of the palette of the show, it's really very different every week. And our production design team has a list of all the environments that we went in over the course of the first season. It's an incredibly long list of different things that they had to accomplish, and it gives the show a really unique palette and scope and dynamism.
How much do we find out about what's going on Earth or on the ground?
Well, that's the interesting internal conflict that exists for the characters in the show, is that they're so isolated, and they only get drips and drabs. In one of the early episode, the captain says, "Okay, we're going to monitor all radio calls, emissions that are coming in from everywhere in the world that we can." They have a special comms room, and they are keeping records of what everyone is saying. So they're trying to piece together. Oh, we got a distress call from Costa Rica that says this problem's happening here. We got a call from some random couple in a cabin in Virginia that they're doing okay, and we got this call from here. So they're trying to actually piece together, but they're also isolated. And that's a great tension, is that the characters don't really know what's going on out there. Every time they land somewhere to have a mission, they don't know what they're going to be coming into. And if and when they get home to America, they don't know what they're going to find there either.
So us as the audience, do we know more than them, or do we just know what they...
You are in the point of view of our characters, and that I think we were it was a very conscious decision to stay within the point of view of our heroes and have the audience feel and experiencing what they are experiencing.
And is there a moment that you're looking forward for people to see, like something specific?
Sorry, say again?
Is there a moment that you're looking for the audience to see, something specific, or something that you can tease?
There's a moment or two, at least in every episode, that I am excited for the audience to see. But I will say this: the episode, there's a lot of testosterone in the concept and in that ship, but there is I think the audience might be surprised about, and women might be surprised about, in addition to coming to see how handsome Eric Dane is to see there's a ton of emotion and heart and soul in the show, and that's what kind of surprised me. Is I will watch the cuts with different people, and almost every episode people are choking up at the emotion of the situation because of what these people are going through. And I think it's a really unique balance between having that testosterone and the emotion, and caring about the characters and caring about what they're going through, and the love story and the dynamics between the captain and the XO, and how are they going to get along when they don't agree on everything, and it really makes it a unique show, I think.
My last question for you is, do you have a message for viewers as they get ready to watch the show for the first time?
Hold on.